So this type of video is already exists basically everywhere, but a lot of people still don't really know immediately how to read the your only move is hustle UI. So I'm gonna be helping out there at least a little bit. If this is specifically for people who are coming from other fighting games, traditional fighters like Guilty Gear, Street Fighter, that kind of thing. Um, Very simple. If you want to know what something is, up here, the question mark. You hover it, it'll tell you very roughly what it is. I'm basically just going to go over all this on my own. This is just a fighting game. This is just straight up a fighting game. All right, it's turn-based, but don't let that distract you from it literally just being a fighting game. Uh, think of it like fighting games have a lot of split-second decisions. This just stretches out the amount of time you have to make decisions. You have your HP, which is this yellow bar. You have your burst, which is this blue bar. Your meter, which is this bar. Air options, which is usually in a game, it'll just force you to, like, in Guilty Gear, you have 2 jumps or a high jump. So in this game, 1 jump, and then you have 1 air option. All right, and then it comes back when you hit the ground. Press a move, this move right here, conjure weapon. It starts up on around frame 11. You can see that up here. That's going to start around frame 11. And that I will have negative 12 frame advantage. So on frame 11 it starts. However, my opponent has 12 frames to act. Right? Because I will be ready in 22 frames. So my next input is in 22 frames. My opponent's next input is in 10 frames. That's how you read the prediction. This little invisible thing just tells you basically what's going to happen. These, I kind of skipped over this. These are what your moves are. White is movement. This stuff is broken. Waiting is do nothing, right? So very useful in neutral. You know about it. Jumping, you can change the angle of your jump. Walking, you can change how forward you go. Dashing back, super dash, and super jump. I'm just going to wait here. Yellow is your attacks. These are your normals. So these are going to be generally safe. They're fast. Tells you above how fast the startup is. Then end lag is displayed here. So ready in 18 frames. So first hitbox in 5 frames. Ready in 18. Over here are your special moves. So these ones are generally more limited in how you use them. So like if I magic dart, can't really magic dart again until I press a different move. Then over here is super, underneath the super spot. So these are things that use meter, such as burst. And in this character's case, store momentum, which is a level 1 super. That's right here. So it will take 1 level. This goes up to 8. Up here, it'll tell you what move they pressed last. And I'll get over DI soon. Yeah, and then over here is your defense options. Hustle is a taunt. If the taunt completes, you get a bar meter. Some taunts have special abilities, such as Ninja's Hustle puts him in a stance that changes his moves. All right. Other buttons. Push block uses a bar of meter to do additional push back on the block compared to a regular block. This is regular block, doesn't go anywhere. Push block slides backwards. Dodge, which is very risky, but it can help you get out of certain situations. It's risky because it's not invincible all the way through, but it is invincible on startup. Block, which is very simple. So you can block high and you can block low. Every move, so let's say he was going to do a nunchuck. Blocking low at 4 frames isn't going to do anything. It tells me right above the head. Parry high at 5 frames. Or if I click drop kick and then I hit block, it'll auto set it to parry at the right time. It'll also tell you above the head. So if the timing is kind of different, right? So it doesn't hit you on earliest possible frame. Like if there is a thing with more active frames, it'll tell you above your head when you need to parry the move. After you land a hit, right, 26 frames to act. This has 6 frame startup, so I could hit that. Uh-oh, it misses. There's a flip button. It'll just reverse your action. Very simple. Alright, and now I am plus 32. So I can chase him with this. That reaches. It's a 7 frame startup, but he makes it. Now, what he can do, trying to escape it, is DI. So basically, this will alter the direction he is sent on hit. You do not get to see what his DI is. The more he is hit, the higher his DI scales, so the more influence it will have over the direction he is launched. Right, so now it's 2.3. It was 2 earlier. I can still continue the combo. This brown thing is the previous DI, so if I move that, that's the previous DI, so you know which way they were DIing beforehand. I'm plus 18. I have time to double jump, lock in, and continue my combo. He's going to try to escape. Wizard has special meters and bars will be up here, and additional options will be here. I suggest playing with every single little toggle you possibly see. Very useful stuff. So I can hit fall here, or I can hit hold here, and you'll notice that if I hit fall, my move ends. If I hit hold, my move continues. Hold will just continue the previously pressed action. If a move has this little line underneath it, then that means that it is a guard crush move. So if he tries to block this, he doesn't parry it, he gets hit regardless. Very cool. Burst is if you're getting comboed, you can burst and it'll end the combo, but be careful. If they think you're going to burst, they can block and they will parry the burst and they will be plus 23. Additionally, if you think they're going to block your burst, you cannot burst. And in certain circumstances, not this circumstance, they will be minus because blocking takes frames. Right, so if I, let's say, blocked with Ninja, both ready in 5, yeah. Yeah, did I go over free canceling? I might have forgot free canceling. If you use a free cancel, it's one of these X-shaped charges, and you can activate it using here. By default, in the settings, it is set to automatically free cancel. You want to turn that off. In order to turn that off, you just go to options, and you have such fun options, such as show hitboxes. If you're really big nerdy, show extra game mode should be on. Game info, that'll tell you how fast each your opponent is moving. Precise health count will show you numbers. Right, projectile owners is good. It means when you hover a projectile, it'll tell you who owns it. Enable auto free cancel. Make sure this is off. So that's a lot of information. I don't like playing with all that information. I like to not have hitboxes on because I like being able to eyeball it, just like actual fighting games where you have to kind of eyeball it. I don't know what that is. Oh, it just gives you the frame advantage up there. I do not like precise health count because I like the mystery of doing that. Basically, if I do this and I free cancel it, toggle on free canceling, I will be able to act, note, as soon as they are able to act. So if he just walks, as soon as he's done moving, I will be actionable. Right, ready in 12, ready in 12. Moves less, ready in 10, ready in 10. However, if he does something like this, the whole move will play out because it ends before his moves ends. So free canceling is cancelable, but only as soon as your opponent is actionable. So if you have a move that will last a while and they also press a move that lasts a while, your move will not be canceled at earliest convenience. It'll be canceled as soon as your opponent's move ends. Gaining meter is done by walking forward. Approaching, dealing damage, not suppressing projectiles, that gives you meter. Hustling gives you meter. There is a mechanic called sadness, where if you run away for too long, or spam projectiles too much, then you will have to start worrying about you will not be able to gain meter. You will not be able to spend meter if it gets bad enough, and your health might start draining. So if you see something that says sad, maybe start playing a little bit aggressive soon. Up here, this is the amount of frames left. This is the match timer. So if this does 11 frames, this is, right, 26 frames will go by. So 22 before the next action is able to be input. So that should be 1904. Right, and then when you run out of frames, the game will end and whoever has the most HP wins. Additionally, in multiplayer, there will be a timer around your character, and that will basically just tell you how much time you have to act. Different moves will have different bars, so always look over here. So like this one is aim. You can drag this around. You can use your arrow keys for precise control over the angle. Your opponent will also have those, so you will have to check what your opponent can do constantly. Up here, it will tell you what your state is in. So if I hit him, busy, combo. Then if the combo ends, back in neutral. Combo. The amount of damage you dealt. It's a counter hit. This is how big your combo is. 2 hits, total damage. Parrying projectiles. It works a little bit differently. You can't parry on a timer because you won't be able to know exactly when it hits. So that won't work. However, you can always let's see if I can get it spaced properly. A frame 0 parry on any projectile. Once you parry one projectile, all you will have to do in order to parry an additional projectile is hold the parry. Right, he just holds the parry, another projectile, automatically parried, and punished. Let's say a move whiffs. To whiff cancel, uses the big chunk of your burst bar to whiff cancel. You will not get movement or defensive options, just attacks and specials if you whiff cancel. So be very careful. Very simple stuff, really. It's a lot of information. I hope you understood all of that. But again, this is for people who've played fighting games before. Lobster? Want to fight me, lobster? Nice. Oh, wizard versus wizard. This is great. Also, he's got a very similar style to me. Ooh. Hi. I am going to Vile Clutch. This is the chat. It's nice. We're pretty far apart to start. He's got 28 seconds. We have 30 seconds to make our decisions. He is playing very aggressively. I can check his options. I don't want to hover right now because hovering will take my gravity resource. This is the previously used move. We are in neutral. I want to get a projectile out to force him to do stuff, but I don't want to give him the opportunity to parry it because parrying gives you a lot of meter. I'm going to do this. All right. He's jumping at me again. I don't really know what his deal is. I'm just gonna run in because the chance of him, he could be covering a run in though. Maybe not full run in, just a little bit of run in. Let's wait. I don't need to force a decision here. He could fall and do that, so I should block that just in case. Yep. Alright, so now he is right above me, and he can fall and hit me with this, which is a little bit scary. Or you could try and predict my anti-air bolt of magma and parry it. I think he's going to fall and do this. I'm just going to back up. Actually, I'm just going to gust away. I don't have the ability to hover right now. I can also just block. I've already been blocking, though. I could roll through. I'm just going to dash back. Oh, that's not good. That was another option of his, but I was hoping that he was playing better. Playing very aggressively. So I'm going to take that into mind, because this is, at the end of the day, a fighting game. He could chase with missile form for +7, but he doesn't have anything that can hit me. He can instant cancel, which is exactly what it sounds like, or burst cancel, which is other options that use meter. I have nothing I can do here, so I'm just going to hold. No need to burst. Don't have to press a button here. Hold is a very good option. Make sure I'm always inputting my DI properly. I should also be inputting what his DI is. He hit me once, so he's got a geyser charge, so I have to be careful of his really big projectile. That can be angled all sorts of fun directions. He's going to fire another projectile. I'm going to Gust. Gust is a move that can alter the way projectiles move. So I'm going to Gust his projectile into the... No, I'm not. I don't need to. I'm going to Telekinesis to give me a random projectile that I don't know what it does. What happens if he gusts at me, though? No, he just gets hit by my thing, so I'm just going to... Yeah. Telekinesis, he's going to try and parry my projectile. He did not set up very well. There we go. Okay. So I'm just going to Gust and Hover. Actually, I'm just going to hurl this upwards right at him. He might try and, like, hit me or whatever, but there's no way, because my current projectile is covering him falling. He could block it, though. Can't block and fall, though, so I'm just going to throw a rock at him. Alright. Now he's going to block to parry it. I can block this, though. So he's going to block parry. I'll be ready in 2 frames, which is fine. I thought I had second meter. There was an option to redirect the thing you throw. Did not have the meter I wanted. What's this? Oh, show prediction after images, freeze on ready, freeze sound, prediction speed, clear particles. Very fun. I'm going to actually not... No, I gotta block anyway. I'll just take the RPS setup, the free meter. Is he gonna... No, he's not going to. He could dash... No, he can't even dash grab. I'll just hold and block this. He's been playing very aggressive. If he backs off, I'll know what kind of player he is. Alright, yep, that is kind of what I expected. So he's in a block string now, so as you can see, if I did nothing, block advantage, it flashed for a second, -5. So all my moves will have +5 startup because I have been blocking. Now I have to guess, more or less, what move he's going to do. He could just go for a grab, which he might do. So I'm just going to try and tech it. There we go. Now I get to set up my offensive. I like to use Flame Wave, so I'm going to use Flame Wave. It doesn't go very far, but it is a wall, and walls are good. A super jump, because that farms a ton of meter. -9, but he won't be able to hit me by the time I'm actionable. We're both ready in 10 frames. Busy. I'm just going to send this at him. Alright, and he's going to be DIing out of that downwards. DIing out of it upwards. That is not what I expected. Alright, I'm just going to parry this bomb. I'm not going to be able to combo from there anyway. Step right next to it, press parry. And press my advantage. a dart to cover any aggressive options, slightly slower, so it acts kind of like a wall. Also shot out a dart. Approach with projectile. Very basic fighting game concept. Alright. So you can block. I don't think he's going to block. I am going to do this to cover a dash back. I'll be +2 regardless if he blocks or not. I'm a free cancel in case he does something that escapes all this that I don't know about. We could do that, right? Hold on. I'm just going to block it. He's been spamming that move. I should have done the thing. I knew he was going to jump. I'm a wind to hopefully... No, I'm just going to hit him with the flame wave. He is been playing really aggressive. Jump back just a bit. Just out of the range of a move. Cool. Should I geyser jump? So if he presses an option here, geyser will generally beat, but he could also press geyser, which I do not want. I'm gonna block in case he just geysers for no reason, which is a tempting move. He did not. I'm gonna shove his projectile into the ground. Dissipate it. Not a good position to be in. I put myself in a bad position. I could just jump here. You might hover, jump slightly backwards. I'm just gonna jump and hover. Perfect. Uh-oh, he whiff canceled. Big mistake. This means that I get the final say in what happens in this type of interaction. I'm just gonna go for this. Yep, and it's combo time. As I said earlier, it's not always good to press as many moves as possible in a combo. Sometimes you gotta move closer to your opponent. He does not have burst. Learning combo routes is something that you do on your own, but it's easier than learning a combo in like a traditional fighter. 5 frames. He's been DIing out that way, so you might want to DI up here. I want to lock him on the ground, which means that he won't... There we go. 14 frames. Bow clutch too slow. That would work. Alright. I could run in. Does this hit? It does. Perfect. Oh, brilliant. That was planned. Super jump in. Gives me a ton of meter. Continues my combo. Because thank goodness this thing's here. Problem with projectiles and combos is that they are unpredictable because he can DI up or DI down. But I managed to put myself in a position where I can react to that. I'll be ready in 13. I think that's after he hits the projectile, so I'll know which way he is bouncing. Come here. Nope, nope, nope. Come back. How do I get him back? I just super jump again. Got good DI, but I am just way too much movement options. He's DIing down and out. He's trying to get away. Ooh, just barely. Alright, well, that is the end of my combo, I think. Alright. That was just for fun, because I like the way it looks when he bounces. 6 meters. Good. Yeah. Alright. Do that. Press that. And back off. Classic fall jump. One of my favorite wizard techniques. Don't like what his options are, so I'm gonna bait a whiff. And important thing about baiting whiffs is that this is why movement's the best thing in the game, is that you bait a free cancel, and when your opponent doesn't have free cancels, every move is committal. And when you have free cancels, you can kind of just play around a bit. I'm gonna back off for now. Like, no real reason for me not to. But since he's been free canceling everything, follow the flow of the combat. Alright, he's got his orb out, which will drain his meter. So I'm just going to play defensively because he's got too much of an advantage. I'm going to Spark Bomb to like add a threat to the mix. And then kind of just run away and let the Spark Bomb make things difficult for him. Till he runs out of orb and he runs out of free cancels, and then I'll just be on resource advantage and try and carry that for the rest of the game. Going to wait. You just gust, right? Yeah, it's too much. Run away! Run away! Dash in. Yeah, let's just do this. This thing keeps approaching. I'm getting out of here. It's dangerous. Yep. 14 frames, but I've got the magic dart to be annoying. I'm just gonna hover away. I know when I'm at a resource disadvantage. Oh, he's out of free cancels. Brilliant. Brilliant. Uh-huh. Good. Even. I like it when my opponent doesn't have free cancels. He's taking a while to think. Pull one of these. This won't really affect anything. Delay my fall. And then press in when he's probably not ready. And he's out of meter. Running away, successful. I'm gonna push block the lightning bolt. Hopefully that pushes him backwards into the... Uh-oh. Someone doesn't have any... Oh, with canceling. Okay. 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 That's fine. Wait, that is? Oh, that's funny. Okay. A second spark bomb. Bonk. Bonk. And I'll throw you. And I'm going to make sure that you're not able to do much when you get up. Buddy. Buddy, you can't just roll out of everything. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately. I can understand why you want it to work like that. And I just gust you back closer to me. Hit you with another bolt of magma. Bounce you off the wall. Dribble you like a basketball. Wait a moment. Ba-ba. Bonk. Do it again. Super jump after you. On the way up. Double jump. This is actually interesting. I don't think I can make it. Alright, I'm back off. Orb time. It's orb time. Orb is a very good tool. Projectile spam. Then I'm going to threaten Gust so that the parry timings are not as consistent as they normally are. Projectile spam is generally bad against good players because they'll just parry every projectile. And then they get farm meter, and then they just beat you with BS. Oh, smart. Smart. This always goes in the ground regardless of where you are. Just fine. Forcing me to go get away from it. I'm just gonna... Does Orb Tether work here? No. I like Orb Tether a lot. But it doesn't work in this instance. Next turn I'll have to Orb Tether. Where is he even? All the way up there. He'll be here next. I probably should have checked what he could do. Yeah, that... Thank goodness hits the orb first. Okay. Both ready in 11. If he presses conjure weapon, which is likely. Oh, he got hit. I'm just gonna parry this projectile. Oh, actually, I think I messed up the parry timing. Oh, okay. Oh, yes, leave. GG. Good. Alright, I'm gonna finish this combo in replays. But I it's Yomi Hustle. It's Yomi Hustle. That's it. It's a fighting game. Very simple. Know when to block. Read your opponent. It's mostly reads, but like it's neutral's incredible. Ninja's very fun. I can go over the characters really quick. Ninja is if you love neutral, you like kind of an all-rounder type character. Very aggressive. Doesn't have to be aggressive. All-rounder type character. Very movement based if you like being able to go basically wherever you want. His aerial dash is multi kind of aerial dash. It's all directional. Very good. Cowboy, sword. He's a swordie. He's got a gun. He does like trap setting. Think like Happy Chaos but cooler. There's really cool Happy Chaos with a sword. It's really what he is. Or like Virgil, if you play MVC. Wizard, the zoner, is a wizard, does wizard stuff, can play very aggressive, but it's like kind of goofy too. It's actually kind of aggressive wizard is scary. Generally worse up close, but those mid to long ranges, incredible. Robot is your grappler, rush down, trap, grappler, zoner. I don't know. Robot's annoying. Robot is just good. Robot wins. Mutant is like the rushdown character. Mutant gets in your face immediately and has buttons that are faster than yours. I think it's more like the fairy archetype where Mutant's really fast. Well, Mutant's not really slippery. Mutant's just fast. If Mutant's not the aggressor, Mutant is kind of losing, but it's really hard to not have an aggressive Mutant. Combo wise, though, all their moves are very dependent on reading your opponent's DI. So it's a kind of a higher skill to play right, but if you are playing anyone other than Mutant, you are definitely just not winning neutral as much against a Mutant player. So it feels worse, in my opinion. That's the team. Oh, like he's got like armor and whatnot too. It's like the heavy and the grappler and the heavy. Robot's obnoxious. Oh my gosh. They all have your own unique things. I recommend clicking on every move in training mode, just like you would do for any normal fighting game, where you go into training mode and then you just press all of their moves to see what they do, how they interact with each other. Like Ninja, if he throws a shuriken into another shuriken, it becomes a big shuriken, and you can control the direct. And if you hit it, you can control where it goes based on the direction you hit it, as well as your DI. DI is used for aiming a lot of things with Ninja. If you hit if you kick a caltrop with Ninja, you can aim where the caltrop flies using your DI. Very cool. Cowboy has like teleportation and stuff. You can hit the bullet to redirect it and aim where it's redirected, once again, with your DI bar. We've got like temporal rounds that will not fire until a certain time has passed or until you press an attack. Wizard has the gravity meter that allows him to float or fall really fast. He's also got Flame Wave, which is on a cooldown. He's got Lightning, which when a spark bomb goes off, it'll like launch him and he'll get a spark charges, which makes his movement way better. He's got Geyser charges, which you get from hitting someone. Robot has a bar called the LOIC bar, I think, and it's basically just a massive laser you can use as a super. Its duration drains meter. He's got an insta kill if he hits you with a certain command grab with full bar of meter, like eight bars. Yeah, he can turn into a car. Very cool. Oh right, if Ninja does heavy chuck and then attacks, shoots a laser beam. Robot also has a pliable armor that is on a cooldown, which is fun. He just add super armor to any move he wants. Ridiculous. It's kind of stupid. Mutant has a mechanic called Juke, where he can use a Juke charge to add extra movement to the beginning of any move, including like jumping and whatnot. So he's like shifty. So he can like shift his moves forward or backwards, so he gets really fast, stuff like that. He's got little bubbles that can hurt you. He's actually really annoying to deal with, but fun at the same time. You got this. People generally don't mess around with this. But yeah, you can change your match settings with this to be more like party game-ish. There's like different game modes you can come up with. Like you can change how high the ceiling is. So if you really want like now we've got like a really interesting game mode here. Then not even talking about mods. Like if you open this, custom characters on, and then if you get a whole bunch of character mods, yeah, that's like where the game goes. You can play like most Guilty Gear characters. Almost everyone from Jujutsu Kaisen is in here. Very cool. Bunch of OCs. If you watch like the stick fight animations, like the old ones from Hyun's Dojo and stuff, got a bunch of those guys. Like Gilded Guy, Umbrella, I think, is in here. The one guy with the rocket sword, I forgot his name. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about, and you're already hype. Bog. What else they had? They got like Goku. Of course, they've got Goku. They've got Lucy from Cyberpunk Edge Runners. I don't know if they have David from Cyberpunk Edge Runners. That'd be funny though. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know who else. There's a whole bunch of mods. I'd show them off, but that's it for me. This is already a long video and a whole bunch of nothing. More like I was just trying to show off the cool guy I have. So yeah. Anyway, goodbye.